Hi, I'm John Contini. I'm a mediator. I used to be a judge in Broward County in divorce cases, handled 40 a day. That's 200 for the week, 800 for the month. That's 10,000 for the year. Most of those cases, the children were getting hurt terrible as the parents were fighting over what they called time sharing, what used to be called custody or visitation. And we learned from forensic psychiatrists at Judges College, believe it or not, they would show us the MRI images of the children's brains starting at age 4. And with the permission of the lawyers, I would share with the parents what we're noticing. And I would show them the images where you could see a third of the brain is hyperdeveloped that dealt with fight or flight when they're scared. That section of the brain, they're hearing the parents fighting over pickup and drop-off times. That gets bigger like a muscle. You can see it. The other two sections of the brain that dealt with logic and reason and ability to control emotions, they were underdeveloped as a consequence of the hyperdevelopment of that one section that dealt with fear. When I would show the parents these images, they would cry. They would begin to look at each other with empathy. And I would say, it's not your fault, you didn't know. But now that you know, would you like a few minutes in the hallway with your lawyers? And this is after 3 years of litigation, coming in with armed deputies. They're not even looking at each other. All of a sudden now, they're showing empathy and looking at one another and weeping. They would take up my offer to go out in the hallway and speak with their lawyers. Sure enough, 30 minutes later, they would come back in. They worked it out, 50-50 or equal time sharing. Mom gets to win. Dad gets to win. Most importantly, the children are winning again. So it was peace in the valley. That's what a mediator can do. I was doing that on the bench. I do that now for a living. Call me before you hire a lawyer, before you have all that fighting and spend all that savings, all that money gone. Call me first as a mediator, John Contini, 954-937-3134. Let me help you and your family. Thank you.